talking about how faith is important and how you cannot live life without believing. And for us, we are going to focus more on Christian faith.
Yes.
So you can find me on Instagram as Yidda Michelle, TikTok Yidda Michelle, YouTube POV by Leah and Mishi.
Okay, you can find me at Instagram at _Maya_says, and also in TikTok as _Maya says. And then we're going to talk about more about the business of faith into the actual life, basing on this generation of Gen Z Kwanzaa, because we want to incorporate us youths, because we feel like we are left out in this. We take the matters of faith as I'd say a side dish. Yeah, a side dish.
Yeah. So we are actually doing a certain program together. That's how we came to meet. And before we got into this, we didn't know that we could be here. 1 month ago, did you know that you could be here?
Actually, for me, I'll tell my story is very, very long, but I'll try to. I graduated in 2022, December. So after that, I was so anticipating and anxious about the job market. I just finished like this pop nimepata kazi. So shock on me.
Kenya wewe.
Shock on me. Unakutana sasa, you have to find people. You have to know people, the connection thing, the destiny helper thing. So nikajipata 1 year is down. Then I told myself, I have 2024. 2024 has gone January. Now we are in November. But in the process, I'm also applying. So nimekaa tu kwa nyumba, kazi yangu tu ni kuapply. Nikishindwa ninakaa na apply. So actually this time I just decided, let me involve God. Let me now involve God. Because I'm tired. I'm really tired of using my own energy to find a job. So I just prayed and told God, you know what? Wacha venye itakuje ikuje. Because I'm actually I've been using my strength. Now I'm tired of using my strength. So I involved God in it, and then I left it. Ile wanasema kwa unaomba, and let God do the rest.
Yeah.
So actually that day I got an email, and I was like, hii itakuwa tu kama ile nyingine. Actually the program is called Creative Economy Club, Entertainment Creative Economic Club. They are incubating young and content creators so that we can build them up. So when I got this email, I was like, ama hii kama wale mascammers, wacha tu nijaribu. So that actual day they asked for a video, and I was like, nitashutia watoto wamejaa kwetu. Like our home hapo nje, there are so many kids. So I was like, wacha tu nijaribu. And actually after a few days, nasikia congratulations, you can pick now your interview session.
Wow, I bet you were so excited.
Not so excited because kuna ile time unaingia interview alafu bado unaanguka. So I said okay tu nifanye. So they asked me a question. Actually interview, I guess it was only 2 minutes. Then I was like, well, nimeapika ama nimefumble. So nikakaa kidogo, like tuseme like it was 1 week or 2, I can't remember actually. And then they sent me an email that congratulations, you have been included in that program. I was happy.
Wow.
I was very happy. Now I started dancing.
I can literally imagine how you were jumping around.
But actually, that time, in the period of that time, I was praying. Yeah, I moved away from thinking about the job. Now I want to tell you about the faith. I actually prayed, and then I left it to God. Sikuanza kufikiria ati sasa naanza kukumbusha Mungu. Like Mungu niliapply ile kazi. And now that comes with the faith. When you pray, God already knows what you need before you even speak.
Sure, He does.
Before you even start speaking it, we are told in a verse in Psalms 139 that God knows even the words of our mouth. He knows what we're going to speak
before.
So I was so happy. Now I have to nimepita the interview. Kumbe it is just this easy. Ukiachia
God. Let me tell you about how God has been so faithful to me. When I cleared my school, I got a job like almost immediately. Like,
for you imekuwa better.
Okay, but it was not a well-paid job, but at least you're doing something. So when I cleared school before my graduation, that was in 2022 June, I started working. Now in January, I was called by somebody I met in church, guys. You understand how important this thing is? Like, somebody I met in church and had noticed me. They were starting up a new company. I won't disclose much details about the company because you will know. So they were setting up this company and they could think about me. They had done several interviews with several people. And when I came up, they were just like, oh yeah, that's what we are looking for. But after some time, this job turned into a somehow toxic job because the company was not speaking as fast as we had expected. So at this period, I just went back to God. Like I told God, I don't want to die because of a job and I'm going to quit. I said I'm going to quit. I had said like, that was last year, like towards the end of last year, I had said I'm going to quit this job. If things are not going to get better, I'm going to quit. So I applied for the internship. I don't remember when I applied, by the public service internship. I don't remember when I submitted that application, but I remember. So I had said I'm going to quit the job because it was very toxic. Again, not because of the boss, but because of somebody under the boss. So before I submitted my resignation letter, today I was tired. I was very tired. Before I submitted that resignation letter, I got a message. Guess what the message was? You have been shortlisted by the Public Service Commission to join the internship and whatnot. And I was like, oh my God. Immediately I forwarded the text to my sister, and my sister was like, scammers.
Because in this era,
yeah, everybody's like we have been brought to a point that if anything good happens and it's too good to be true, or you, for instance, you get a job without bribing, or you get a job without connections, like you feel like no, it's not real, it's not legit.
Actually, when the CC have called me, they called me that you have nini umejaribu kuweka in session ya interview mara mbili. So I was like, hata nyinyi naye mnanibua. Like I was already yani ikuje
it's just a by the way.
It is just a by the way. So I'm feeling that one.
I feel like we need to take life more seriously because opportunities are there, guys. Opportunities are there. We need to put in the work and faith. We need to pray. We need to trust God more. So after I got that message, it was seeming like it was not true. I went to their page, Public Service Commission of Kenya, confirming that it is the verified page for the Public Service Commission, just to check if my name is among the shortlisted candidates. Imagine how many people had applied. Okay, I don't know how many people had applied, but there were 40-something thousand people who were shortlisted. I don't know if it's 46,000 from all over Kenya who were shortlisted. I was called in for the interview. I went all the way to Kisumu because you have to go to your home county. Okay, there was a station for every county, so I had to travel all the way to Kisumu. On the day of the interview, I forget my ID. I forget my ID in the house, so I didn't carry my ID. And for one of the requirements for the interview was you need to have your ID.
Something there I can note is that if it's not yours, God will cause.
Sure.
Actually, there is something about God
I
came to realize is that God will make. You see, kuna these videos zenye zinakwanga. I see kuna huyu mtu anafuatanga TikTok anaitwa God backed up. Anasema God today show me favor.
Yeah.
So if you don't want me to go to this interview, show me a red card.
And by the way, God, anytime you are very intentional with God and you ask Him and you focus on Him kabisa genuinely, when you ask Him, when it's a matter of maybe your destiny and you ask Him for a sign, imagine He shows you. We think it's our intuition, our imaginations, but he does show us signs. So you are saying
So
sorry to
actually, when show me a red card. So akatoka nje na kaona red card. Akasema no, that is the devil. So
it can't be.
He was going for an interview actually. So when he reached at the road, and then he said, God, make sure that if this is my program, let me go. But if it's not my program, wacha gari nisplashie maji. So gari kakuja ikamsplashia maji. And he was like, I'm going back kwa nyumba. So I picked something there and then I said, okay, so you can ask God for sight. So one day I was praying and then I said, God, if you have had this prayer, actually I prayed, I was crying, I was in deep tears before we came to this. And then I told God, if that prayer has touched you, just because with the utter not my faith, basing my faith on Elijah, show me a sign of a rain. You know it rained.
What?
It's actually rained.
In the desert. So I went for the interview. I had forgotten my ID, but something like I had lost hope. Had literally lost hope. But when I got there, something told me, just show up, like go there in all the confidence, like just have good vibes. You know, even the interviewer is a human being, like, and vibes are what? Yeah. So when I went there, I got this lady. Nikikupata that lady, I don't know what I can do. She was so nice. She was so nice to me. She was asking the questions so nice. She asked me about the ID, and I told her that my purse had been stolen. I lied to her. Okay, if you're watching, sorry. So I lied to her that my purse had been stolen, and she was like, immediately you get out of here, go for good thing I had a photocopy. She was like, immediately ukitoka hapa, go for what is it called? After you lose your ID, you go for the waiting thing for ID. I don't know what is it called. Is it a police OB or something?
Yeah.
So immediately you leave here, go for it. And I know deep in my heart, I've not lost my ID. So after the interview, long story short, in December, I was just in church. Actually, it was very intentional, and I was praying for the new year. I remember it was the 17th of December. I was praying for the new year. I was so tired. I was so hurt exhausted exactly by that job. So I just told God, please, I want a breakthrough. Like, I want to break from this job. I want to break out from this job. I just nataka tu niende. I don't want to stay here. And in January, I'm submitting my resignation letter. Liwe liwalo, hiyo barua napeleka. Okay, of course, there's that fear of to survive aje. Usiwahi ogopa ukiwa na God, by the way. So nikaomba hivyo, and the preacher said something, and I noted it down in my notebook. He said something about the 2024 being like the year of breakthrough. Like 2024 will be your year of breakthrough, and I took that very seriously. I took that word, I wrote it down, and I said, God, this will be my reminder. At that time, I'm very exhausted.
And this day, it happened.
Yeah. At that time, I'm very exhausted. My heart is just like, nimechoka. Umeikuwa in a toxic environment, a toxic job. Nimechoka yangu yote. A job where you leave work at 9, mshahara sijui unalipwa nusu.
Actually, from that, there's a friend of mine. I hope when you're watching, Vivian, you're watching. So she worked in a company, I cannot disclose it. So when in this company, actually imagine, come and celebration at Christmas. So we have to break. You see companies close by the end of the year for maybe 2 weeks to 3 weeks until January. But for her, they close up only for 25th. On 26th, they are back. And then they pay so little to the extent like another company. So you are working so much because anatoka anaenda kazi 6, anarudi saa 1 ama saa 2. So you see, the most of your time, alafu she's working even on Saturday.
Yeah.
Sundays afternoon, hata Sunday ni ile tu, and for some of their church, ndio hakuna. So I didn't know that time God had already put something on me. He was trying to prune you. But actually, people, you should know, when you start walking by God, you don't start by gaining.
Yeah, it's by faith. It's a walk of faith.
It's a walk of faith, and you start by losing.
And faith has to be tested and proven.
Hey.
God cannot just pay up.
God cannot take you as a friend before He tests you.
Yeah.
He's that he will just litmus paper you.
So guys, remember, we are getting to the story of how she has already said, but how I got into this program. So at that time, 17th of December, very disappointed, very frustrated girl. Do you know it only took 2 weeks for me to receive an email that I have been appointed by the Public Service Commission of Kenya as an intern at the which parastatal Kenya Prison Service. So I was posted to Thika Women Prison, of course, as an intern there. So I was like, wow. Okay, the program was now supposed to start in April. I was like, wow, the things that God can do. Like it was 30th of January. We're just crossing to the year. And He has started already showing me, you know what? Next year is sure going to be a great year for you. It is going to be a wonderful, wonderful year for you. I was like, wow, God. What can't you do? Is there a prayer that you do not
the
answer?
The density that you grabbed that day.
Yeah. So I went back to my place of work, ready to resign. But I don't know if this was right, but I wasn't doing much at that time. I was like already out. Like I'm already out. I don't belong here anymore. So why should I work anymore? And when I went to my boss to tell her, and she was like, I already saw this coming. Something I want to call out about bosses who are faith-based. Don't take advantage of your Christian employees. Because this boss was trying to manipulate me. What was she trying to tell me? That you can be living your bowl of soup. There's this story about, I can't remember the story. Like, was it Esau and Joseph? Like Esau sold his birthright for a bowl of soup. It was not even soup. It was lengu and kamande.
Chakula.
Lentils. Yeah, it was kamande. So, and his birthright yake for kamande. So my boss is telling me, Michelle, be careful that you don't sell your birthright for a bowl of soup. I was like, okay, at the moment, I didn't tell her that I was going to do any other job, but of course, I got a show. I was like, what are you telling me that? So you don't wish me well in another place? I'm selling my birthright for a bowl of soup. Because in that startup company, of course, I would have grown with the company. But what are the chances that this company was going to do? You understand? Yeah. So she was trying to manipulate me. She was trying to talk me into, there are so many people she has other companies who have left my companies, and I know they are not doing so well. They just can't tell me, but don't go. And I was like, bruh, you don't know what you're talking about. Mimi meenda. It was like for the whole period. Okay, I gave out an email. Notice like 2 weeks earlier. So for the whole 2 weeks, she's like trying to talk to me, and I stuck to her, and I told her, it's been nice, but I just have to go.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Actually,
I gotta go.
Today we have learned to say no.
Yeah, learn to say no, like to things that are not building you, things that are that will make you compromise who you are and your values. Just say no and walk out. Who said that that's the only opportunity? I mean, yeah. So after I left, do you know I was called by someone that there was a job, that somebody in that job. Okay, it wasn't even after I left, it was during these 2 weeks of notice, that there was a job that the person who was doing that job was doing for maternity leave. And this job was better paid than the one I was doing. And this person is going for maternity leave, so I heard that you are quitting your job. Are you available? The things that God can do, I'm telling you. I quit the job today. On Saturday, I traveled to Thika. On Monday, I was reporting to a new job.
Wow.
You see the things that...
And then the doors continued
to open. So now, as I wait for my internship, of course you cannot say no. Okay, and yes, it compromises you. You cannot say no to a government offer. So I couldn't say no to the internship because it might be an opening to more opportunities. Now the internship is almost coming to an end. See where we are.
One door is closing.
Yeah. Another one just open.
Actually, I'll say it as a vision. I was praying. I told you that time I was exhausted. 2 years. Imagine kwa nyumba kazi yako ni kukula, kulala. Kitu yako unatoka kufanya. Imagine hata kwenda town, I had just said nikatoka kwa social media zote. I was just there. Yani nina like 2 photos of my friends who are gonna make it. Hey, congratulations, that was my job. So I said me I'm going to. Now, yani sasa stuck kabisa. And then I prayed. And then there was this kind of a vision. Like I was sleeping. And then I was in this room. When I entered, a door is open. I enter again. Nikifika karibu mwisho, another door is opening. Another door is opening. So yesterday was just not yesterday, today I was praying in the morning, and then there's the reminder of that vision, and then I was like, God, you can even remind me of that day. Where you are so detailed to it. So actually I think when you pray again, please don't come to God because of, as much as we want things from God, please don't come to him yani wewe kazi yako tu ni unataka
desperate.
Only
when you are desperate.
Yani wewe tu unatakanga. Why don't you just listen? Unajua kuna wale tu wanaombanga like kazi yao tu ni kuomba, nataka gari. Mungu nataka hii pesa. And actually after amepatiwa anasahau Mungu.
Yeah.
God doesn't see ule mwenye una manipulate. Actually that is one thing that I picked and then I started really building myself into faith, growing myself into prayer. Like I sat down and asked, mbona Mungu, okay, si ati huwa habariki watu, but lakini mbona it takes so much time kwa mtu mwingine kufunguka. I don't want to use kubarikiwa, the breakthrough to happen. And I noticed it is the way we have a relationship with God, the way we come before God. Like we come to him because of the things that we want. We come to him only because of the money. We come to him only because of the cars and everything. And after that, tunamsahau. It is like I don't know this person in the Bible.
Yeah.
There is someone I can't remember who just wanted things and then after that akasahau Mungu.
Yeah.
Yani unasikia unarudishwa chini mpaka chini tu kabisa. So when you come to God,
yeah.
I'm advocating this. That I'm not advocating. I'm telling you this because it is there. Don't come to God because of only things. He also wants to build you.
Yeah.
And I've told you that you don't start when you start working with God, you don't start by gaining, you start by losing. He will take you from friends. Maybe I was a very bad person. Let me say that. I was all over and he will find me everywhere. But when I came to realize the relationship with God matters a lot, because there is this verse that says in Mark 8:36 that what profit will it make to a man when you gain the whole world and then you lose your soul? So be careful, because all the things of this world, but eventually zitakuwa wanasemanga chakula ya mchwa.
Yeah. He wants a relationship. God just wants to have a relationship with you. When you connect with him, every other thing should never stress you. Like you just rest on his promises. He will open doors for you. Of course, that is not the ultimate goal, that the opening of doors, but the ultimate goal is have a relationship with God.
Yeah.
But the doors will just open.
You don't even have to ask.
You will walk into rooms spaces that you didn't even deserve to. Like there will be favor, there will be a lot of grace. Like you will just find yourself in places. You just find yourself and you're like, wow, how did I find myself here? Like how we found ourselves here. I remember I was just scrolling on Instagram and they came about
Instagram.
Yeah. I just came nikakutana na Wanjiru advertised this program and I was like, what is this? Creator incubator program. Okay, I think it's more like an internship for content creators. That's what I thought. And I said, let me apply. What's the
issue?
Yeah.
Come on.
What should we apply? I went to the admission page, applied. I went to my room, did like a video, a very
It was
just like a
15
video
seconds.
explaining my content creation journey, blah blah blah, and submitted, and I was done. I forgot about it. How long was it? Was it like 3 weeks later when I got the email to say that you have been shortlisted? I'm like, wow. Wow.
You were shocked. Maybe I was not shocked yet.
This thing that I don't know much about, now I started researching content creation incubator program. Oh, Nigeria. Hey, say follow those people from Nigeria.
Your phone has Chichidu.
Oga Chinedu. Many of them like this. I had to go and see what did they do in their program, and I found out, wow, it was like a very amazing program. So after that, I lost a relative, and then we traveled home. But in that period, I was requested to book a slot for interview. So I had to book like the last day because I was coming back the previous day. So the last day, the day that the interviews were ending. So I was interviewed at 4 p.m. The next day at 10, I get an email. You have been selected for the incubator program. Like, congratulations. What? How did that just happen?
And actually, just to I hope tutafika huko mbele, but I want to tell you, like, the grace of God.
Yeah.
We were told we were 546 applicants, but only 30. So you can imagine 30. And these are people that most, okay, I cannot say all of them, I cannot speak for all of them, but I count myself very lucky.
Yeah.
I count myself because I know myself.
Yeah.
I have the idea of art and entertainment and everything, but me, I'm a person involve myself into content creation actually after campus.
Yeah, there are people who have invested more.
And then there are people who have invested more,
yeah.
People who are actually up above me, but they did not get it. So, well, whatever you are doing, whatever you are trying to do,
yeah.
Please
don't
just
give up.
Don't feel like you need someone mwenye anafaa kukusiju kuvuruta ndio upate.
So whatever you're doing, continue involving God, continue being consistent. And one thing I'm learning is usiwahi lenga kitu. If you come across something, wait tuweke hapo. Like, ingia tu kwa hizo vitu zote. Even if it's something you're not doing. Hata kama ni application ya pilot na ufanya education. Ingia tu, you never know. Sindio?
Yes.
Yeah, so
actually, to wrap up before we finalize, actually this CC habit's not like ni CC peke yetu.
Yeah.
So next year, they said next year, they will be having the same program.
The
second cohort. We are the first ones.
It's a privilege.
So the second cohort they will be coming, and actually please follow their page. It is Entertainment Creative Program in Instagram, CC Hub, in all platforms. And actually start to engage until you get it. It is actually a nice place. You get to know, to meet up with big people. I call them big people. They impact your lives.
And once you become a member of the community, you get free access to their facilities. Imagine they have, like, we're gonna share their hapo chini. Like, their editing suite, it's so amazing, so beautiful. Their studios, they're so beautiful. So, okay, thank you. Bye. Be involved in God. Continue being consistent.